another episode of the Acre Advantage, where we talk about wealth and how to invest the right way. In our last series of episodes, we've been talking about some financial mistakes you should avoid when making investment. We've talked about documents regarding land banking investment. Today, we want to talk much more on retirement and investment. Why should you invest as a salary earner? Why should you invest as an entrepreneur? Why should you invest as a civil servant? Investment, it should be a way of life. Investment should be a way of life. It's not something you should be advised to do. It's something you should take as your way of life, because you will not work all your life. That's just the truth. You will not work all your life. There will be a time whereby you will retire from the job you do. If you're an entrepreneur, there will be a time you will not be as agile as you are. Even if you grow your business, there will be a time you have to retire from your business. At least, enjoy your lifestyle, relax. Because the end reason why we are working, it's simple. It's to enable us enjoy our good old age. So it's one of the reasons you should invest is because why I say take investment as a way of life is simple. So that you have enough finance, enough money to fund your lifestyle when you retire. In your retirement is not your responsibility of your children. No. Most time we've misunderstood this thing called when I train my children become great in life, they will take care of me. That's the mindset of the poor. The mindset of the rich is to stabilize a business, to build a structure where they can, grow the structure where the children will be well positioned in the society. And they are not working because they want the children in turn to take care of them. They are working to build a structure where wealth become a sustainable, where wealth becomes sustainable in the family structure. That's how you see when you are the wealthy mindset is when you say wealthy man talking when the child finish school, he's not looking for job opportunities. Why? Because when the man was growing his business or while he's working, he has already been investing his time. He's already investing value. He's already investing wealth to create a structure for his family. So that when the children finish, they will not depend on their father anymore to feed. They will not depend on their family, on their father rather, to start a lifestyle of their own. Because your children, you owe them the basic responsibility to become somebody useful in the society. You owe your children the basic responsibility to schooling. You owe them, in fact, if you want to be a responsible parent, you must raise up responsible children. So if you depend on your children as your retirement lifestyle, don't forget your children also have their own family to start. You started your family. The question I will ask you is: you currently working now? Are you depending on your parent, or did you depend on your parents to become who you are? No. If you depend on your parents to be who you are, you should change that mindset. You start creating a structure. You see the business giants you see today in the society, the likes of Aliko Dangote, Femi Otedola, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and all. They are rich men today. The truth is this: Elon Musk and the likes of them we can mention of the wealth they have today is not for their children. It's a structure they are building. They've already laid out the business structure. They have invested heavily on their family structure in a way whereby the children will not wake up tomorrow and start thinking of where and how to start life. No. It's already a laid down structure. So when we say investment should be a way of life, it's not something you should joke with. So if you are thinking, if you still believe your children are your responsibility, you should change that mindset. The wealthy don't put their children as responsibility to fund their lifestyle when they retire. Rather, they build a structure where their children continue from where they stop. You understand me now? Investment is sustainable. Investment should be sustainable. Investment should not be something of the now. Your investment should not stop with your generation. Your investment should even be where you build legacies that your children can take up from. There are businesses that were started by a parent, and when children take over from the business, they grew the business better than their father or their mother. So most of you that believe that I have 4 children, when my children go to school, they graduate, they too big want to take care of me. If you have that mindset, trust me, you have lived your life depending on your children. You have lived your life depending on people. The question you now ask yourself, what is the investment portfolio you have for yourself? So that is why in one of my clip during the week that was posted, I said something. You should start considering investment as a way of life so that you don't depend on others when you retire. If you are a salary earner, you should start saving part of your money for investment. Now, let me make us understand something. Investment is not the same thing as savings. Savings are money you keep for particular use. You can keep money for your children. You can save money to take care of your children. You can save money for the family. You can save money to do certain things. But when we talk about investment, you are putting money in a business. You are venturing your money into something that you are venturing your money into a business that will multiply money for you. So investment is not the same thing as savings. It is good to save, but it's better when you invest. It is very good to save money, but it's better when you invest. Because when you are investing money, you are multiplying your money. As a salary earner working for 30 years of your life as a civil servant, or work for the next 25 years of your life in the private sector, or how many years you work in the private sector, the question is, when you leave the sector, when you retire from the job you are doing at the moment, whatever how much you are being paid, what are you going to fall back on to fund your lifestyle? Investment should be your way of life. Investment should be part of you. Build a structure of investment. Invest the right way. When you are considering investment, there are various forms to invest, a lot of procedure to invest your money. That is why when you don't invest when you have money. No, you think about ideas. Listen, do you know that it is the money you have kept? Okay, let me rephrase this. You can save money for a purpose and pull out some money from that your savings to invest, because your savings can go a different way. You can save money out of your savings. Some percentage can go into investment, some percentage can go into family consumption and the likes. But the thing is, if you must invest the right way. If you must invest rightly. That is where research and due diligence comes in. You have an idea of a business you want to do, you write down the ideas. It is the investment that brings that idea or turns that ideas into reality. That is why I tell you, don't just invest your money. Invest the right way. Make research about that investment you want to do. In fact, ask questions where necessary. That is why that's why you see most people, they will tell you, I invested my money and my money went down the drain. Go and find out. They just invested because they were carried away with the profits that comes from the investment. But they didn't checkmate the financial security of their investment. Before you consider the profit or the return on investment of anybody you want to put your money, the first thing you should think of is, what is the security of my capital investment? The money I have, the 1 million I have, the 2 million I have, the 300,000 I have, the 500,000 I have. What is the security of that money if I invest in this business, if I venture my money into this business? What is the security? Don't be carried away by the profit. It is only a guaranteed security. It is only a secured finance that guarantees security. I've always said over time that only a secured capital guarantees financial security. If you don't have it, if your finance is not secure, that is why many people still today. I'm still surprised, and I'm still at the same time not surprised. If you are going into investment, don't let greed be your factor. Don't look for an abnormal profit. Deep down, you know this profit is abnormal. You know very well that if I invest my money into this venture, somebody is telling you, don't worry, come and invest 1 million naira. In the next 1 year, you'll be getting 3 million naira. You will get 2 million naira. And you don't deem it fit to ask, what is my money going into? What kind of business is this money venturing into? You don't make your research. You've not seen feedback. Because of greed of the kind of profit you intend to gain, you venture into such investment. Don't be surprised when your investment goes down the drain, because you were carried away by the profit. You were carried away by you're carried away by the profit margin you want to get, forgetting to checkmate the financial security of your investment. So please, investment should be your way of life. If you must fund your lifestyle, if you must enjoy your good old age independently, without solely depending on your children, without solely depending on others, you should consider investment as a way of life. Saving is good, investment is better. And I said this and I will keep saying it over and over again. Don't just invest, invest the right way. Make research. Make research about whatever you want to invest in, make findings about it, be fully convinced, and the profit margin should be well considered before venturing into the investment. I'm not saying go and invest in a place that gives you 2%, 3% of your investment, but rather don't also put your money in a place that the profit margin is abnormal. As a good investor, you should know when a profit is abnormal. So consider investment as a way of life. It's very important you invest. It's very important to put investment into your way of life. I'll be running off today's episode on this segment of investing the right way. Remember, investment should be your way of life. Build a structure, not for yourself, but to sustain your generation and to build connections for your children. Your children are not solely your responsibility to depend on when you retire. Your investment, it's your sole responsibility when you retire. When your children even take care of you and send you money, that becomes surplus. That means you didn't depend on them, on others to feed your lifestyle or fund your lifestyle. Retirement is sweet. Retirement is enjoyable when you plan it early. Plan your financial life well. Turn your ideas into reality. Invest, multiply your money. Until the next episode, I am Egegeren Joseph, the land banker. See you.